What's going on, guys? The TNT Muffin here, and today I'm doing something I haven't done in a long time. So if you don't know, just today Funko revealed their new wave of merchandise, the Curse of Dreadbear merch. They revealed their plushies and action figures, sadly no mystery minis, but whatever. So today we're going to be talking about the plushies. So today we're returning to an old series I used to do where I compare the new FNaF merchandise to my concepts. I did this with the Security Breach action figures and plushies. Like I said, today we're going to be talking about the Curse of Dreadbear plushies. So let's start off with our boy Grime The Fox. How this is going to work is I'm going to have the official plushie on this side and my concept on this side. So right off the start, I can tell one big difference is that it seems Funko as a base used the Twisted Foxy plushie and I used the Nightmare Foxy plushie. I honestly expected Funko to just take the Nightmare Foxy plushie and recolor it sort of like I did, but instead they used the Twisted Foxy plushie. You can see later in the video they decided to use the Twisted plushies instead of the Nightmare plushies, which I was honestly not expecting, and they look a little better than I expected, but we'll talk about that later. Another big difference is that Funko's plushie has a lot more withering and detailing, because if you look at mine, it only has a little bit of withering because I used the Nightmare Foxy plushie and just recolored it. But they took the Twisted Foxy plushie and added a bunch of withering and glowing to it. The downside, though, is that they used a bunch of printed on color. Pretty much everything on this plushie is printed on. Like even the ears, you can see like the face, you can see the snout, you can see the withering, the mouth, the pants. Everything on this plushie is printed on color, but you know, you look at mine, because I used the Nightmare Foxy plushie, the withering, nothing on it is printed on, so it is disappointing, but I mean, at least it looks good, and it's very accurate. We both added the hook. Mine was like a 3D thing, like a full stuffed hook, but they just used this little 2D, little cardboard cutout. I don't really know what the material is, like a cloth, like a hard cloth, a cardboard cloth material. They just used that. Honestly, I wasn't expecting to do the hook, so like, even though it is like this 2D, like, I really don't know what the material is, but they used this weird 2D thing. Even though that's what they did, I really didn't expect them to do a hook, so I think it's still fine. It is hard to say which one of the two is better. I feel like looks-wise, theirs might be a little better because of all the detailing and everything, and they even made the withering like yellow instead of making it black, because like I did. So it is hard to say because mine doesn't have any printed on color. Theirs has a bunch of printed on color, but it's really detailed. It is really hard to say which one's better. So now let's move on to my favorite plushie of this wave. Maybe my favorite, I'm not really sure. But definitely the highest quality plushie, which is the Dreadbear plushie. So this is the official, this is my concept. I'm pretty happy to see this plushie. I mean, there are little flaws of it. I'll talk about that in a second. But I was pretty scared that they would just take Nightmare Freddy and recolor him. I mean, I took Nightmare Freddy as the base, but I changed him up a bunch. I was pretty scared that they would just do that and recolor it, because in the past, like with the Security Breach wave plushies, they were pretty much just recolors. It was a bad material. It just wasn't good at all. But, you know, Scott did say things will be happening very, very differently, so these plushies are all pretty good. I'll talk about that, like, as I get on to the different ones. Another difference is that they use this green bean green color, and I use this bright green color. This one is actually more accurate to the game. I just used this one because I thought it looked better. The withering's also a little bit different. Unlike the Grime Foxy plushie, this one isn't printed on. Honestly, none of this plushie is printed on. It's very cool, very high quality. Mine, you can see the withering. It's a little more similar to the Nightmare Freddy plushie, but I think I changed it up a little bit. I don't really have a picture pulled up, but I remember the withering had changed up a little bit more. So I think our withering was sort of similar, but I do like theirs a little more. Both of us put the stitching through the ear, and the hat, I don't think they put any stitching, so that's a little disappointing, but I mean, that's completely fine. It's a really good plushie. Like I did say, though, before, there are some issues with it. It's pretty much just two issues, but the first one is that the mouth is a little bit too high. Second one is that the eyes are like half covered by the big brow thing, and it seems like it's sort of pointing downward, which makes him look a little sad, but also like a little happy. It makes him look pretty dumb, like he's missing a few bolts. But they made him look a little weird, a little dumb. I'm pretty sure it's just like the brow covering his eyes. It's like slanted downward. They put his mouth a little too high, so he's got like this giant chin. It looks a little bit strange, but I think it's a fine plushie. It looks good. There's no printed on color. It's pretty accurate. It's just a little wonky, but I mean, I don't really care that much. It looks great. Again, it's pretty hard to say which one's better. I do like mine a little bit more because I feel like the head shape's better. And I also think the face doesn't look a little wonky. But again, the color is off, and this color is perfect. it's really hard to say which one's better. I'm not sure who wins. Now on to our second to last plushie. This one is Jacko Bonnie. So this is the official plushie. This is my concept. So like I said, with the Grime Foxy plushie, they seemed like they were doing the twisted plushies instead of the nightmare plushies. You can see on this one, as a base, it seems like they used the twisted Bonnie plushie. I clearly used the nightmare Bonnie plushie. Like with the Grime Foxy plushie, I just expected them to take Nightmare Bonnie and recolor it, and that's pretty much exactly what I did, except for I changed the eye a little bit. So, I mean, I'm impressed. Just like the Grime Foxy plushie, there are a lot of similarities to this and the Grime Foxy plushie, like quality and design-wise, but there's a bunch of printed on color. The detailing, all perfect. Colors, all perfect. Just, it's all printed on. Mine is just the Nightmare Bonnie plushie, but recolored. The coloring is a little worse on mine, I've got to be honest. This one, the coloring was all great, all the detailing is great, even the nose that they put it in, I didn't expect that to happen. So this one, I feel like I can say that Funko won this one, because with the Nightmare Bonnie plushie, I really didn't change anything about it, I just changed the color and the eyes. So this one, they changed a lot about it, even though it is all printed on, very accurate to the game. They even changed the color of the feet a little bit, like one foot is different than the color of the other, which I definitely wasn't expecting, a lot of detailing in this plushie. Before I go on to the final plushie, I do want to say that they made a Captain Foxy plushie, but I really didn't expect that, so I didn't make a concept for it. I did make a concept for Glitch Trap, so I was expecting them to make a Glitch Trap plushie, but they didn't, sadly, which is disappointing because I really liked my concept for the Glitch Trap plushie. I thought it would have been a good comparison, because I thought I would have definitely won that, but I guess I didn't. I mean, we could compare Glitch Trap and Captain Foxy. I guess while we're here, though, I will talk about Captain Foxy. I'm not really sure why, but as a base, they use the Rockstar Foxy mold instead of the regular Foxy. I guess I'll put regular Foxy on this side. But, I mean, it looks good. It looks really accurate to the game, so I'm kind of glad that they used the Rockstar Foxy plushie. They added his outfit, but for some reason, it's completely printed on color. Pretty disappointing, but I guess it looks good at least. They gave Captain Foxy's hook, and a detail that I honestly didn't notice at first is that they actually flipped his hook around. So if you look at Grime Foxy, the hook's pointing upward, and if you look at Captain Foxy, the hook's pointing downward. So that's a pretty cool detail. They also gave him his hat, which looks alright. It looks like there's a little bit of printing on it just to give it the design, but that's what I would expect. So very cool plushie, honestly. Captain Foxy is a Walmart exclusive. I was hoping that Glitch Trap would have been like a Hot Topic exclusive or something like that. Sadly, he's not. So now on to the final plushie, which is JackoChica. My concept for JackoChica is a little different than the other ones, so this is it. This one, pretty clear winner. I obviously won this one. So, yeah, so JackoChica, it does look like I just put this together just for the video, but honestly, I used this in a thumbnail. This is pretty much the only plush concept that I didn't really try that hard on. I did try to make a JackoChica plush concept, I just couldn't figure out a good way to do it. So for the thumbnail, I ended up just taking the Chica plushie and putting JackoChica's head and cupcake on it. I mean, it's accurate, I guess. I guess I can't really compare the two plushies because this one is mine, but I will just go over the plushie. So as a base, just like Grime Foxy and Jacko Bonnie, they used a twisted plush as a base, this one Twisted Chica. A little difference that they used, though, is that the mouth is actually closed, but Twisted Chica, the mouth is open, so that's a little different. Also, just like Grime Foxy and Jacko Bonnie, there's a bunch of printed on color, but it's very detailed at least. I wasn't expecting them to rip up the bib. It's pretty cool detail. The thing is, I'm not sure if the bib is like an actual bib like the other plushies or if it's printed on. I'm guessing it's probably going to be printed on. Overall, I think this wave of plushie is actually pretty good, although there's a bunch of printed on color. They're very accurate to the games, very detailed, and I think they do look pretty good. The plushies are pretty good, but the action figures are actually pretty perfect. I mean, I don't have any concepts to compare them to, sadly, but they did really good with the action figures. They're honestly pretty perfect. If you look at them here, also the box art's really nice. Sadly, there's no Build-A-Figure, also no mystery minis, but I mean, I don't really care that much. I mean, it would have been really cool to get some mystery minis, and a Build-A-Figure would have been really nice. Oh, also the action figures, just like the Captain Foxy plushie, which is Walmart exclusive, the Captain Foxy action figure is also Walmart exclusive. But I think that's about the end of the video. It's probably going to be a while until I do another video like this, because it's probably going to be a long time until we get another wave of merchandise. But anyway, if you want to subscribe, click the button on top of my head. If you want to watch my other one where I compare the Security Breach plushies to my concept, you can click that button over there. And if you want to see some other video I made, click that button over there. And I'll see you